Hello Mena Warriors, welcome to Menopause Monday, where I share a weekly video with you all about your menopause symptoms or something related to menopause. Today I'm actually talking about emotions, special request from somebody. However, I'm actually going to talk about how we can keep ourselves stuck with the emotions that we think we're feeling. So I'm a psychotherapist, hypnotherapist, online health and wellness accountability partner. And I work with a lot of women in the menopause, and also obviously in my psychotherapy practice, I specialize in anxiety, grief and divorce. And I come across a lot of people who have got themselves stuck in this situation where, I mean, let's face it, we're surrounded by a society that wants us to stay stuck. So there is this is not like pointing the finger at all. And it's very much about making you aware that you might be stuck. So in my various conversations with women, they know what they need to do. But why are they not doing it? Why are you not taking action on the things that you know you need to do in order to improve your journey through the menopause? Now, one of the things that I really want to sort of you to consider with this, and this is actually something that I ask all of my psychotherapy clients, is who are you? Without the titles, who are you as an individual? It will help if you think about what are your values, what are your belief systems. That will help you work out who you are as an individual. If you'd sort of grown up and you've not been swayed or pushed or influenced by other people, who would you say you are? It's hard, isn't it? It really is hard, and who you are will evolve with time as well. But this also has a really foundational thing, found a strong foundation for your experience through the menopause. Now, this isn't to say that you are not struggling. The menopause is hard. Some days you're going to be better, other days you're going to be worse, and there is no real rhyme nor reason as to why something happens. With the fluctuating hormones that have such a huge impact on so many different aspects of our lives. Sometimes it might be what you've eaten that makes your symptoms get worse. Sometimes it might be something that you had to drink. Sometimes it might be that you're more stressed. Sometimes it could be that you slept poorly. So, there are so many different things. It could be that your gut health isn't great. It could be that your liver needs detoxing. So it's really hard to put the finger on one specific thing. And they're all changing all the time. You might be fighting a virus that you don't know you're fighting, but it just has a compounding effect on how you feel with your menopause symptoms. So, and then because they're all interrelated. So for instance, you're tired, so you're going to reach for the not so healthy food and drink, and you might do a bit of emotional eating and drinking too because you're tired. It affects our satiety hormones. Well, then if you do eat and drink the wrong stuff, that spikes your cortisol level. Well, then cortisol spikes your insulin, which is your fat storing hormone. That then buggers up your sleep. And then so you sleep badly, and then you wake up the next day and it's even worse. So everything is interrelated. But the one thing that you can become really aware of is how you perceive all this happening. So when you are at the whim of your menopause, you feel like you have absolutely no control over it. That's pretty awful because it's quite frightening. When you feel that you have some sort of control, when you start to understand why it is that you might be feeling like shit one day and elated the next, it gives you a sense of empowerment. And that empowerment seed, it might just be a tiny seed at the moment. I was pricking out seeds yesterday, and some of those like little salad leaf seeds are tiny. It might be like a little salad leaf seed. But with time, it will grow, and eventually it will pop through the soil, and eventually it'll turn into, hopefully, a big delicious salad leaf that you can then eat and, replenish your cells with good nutrition. And when you become aware of your thought processes, this is when it has such a positive impact on you, or it can if you allow it. When you struggle through the menopause, how do you identify with your journey through the menopause? Because it is very easy to get stuck in the negative story. Again, on social media. It's a great place. I have found some incredible people on social media. People give it a bad rap. Eventually you attract the people. To be honest, if you're putting out the positive vibes, you're going to get the positive stuff back. If you're putting out the, oh my God, oh woe is me, oh this is wrong, this has gone wrong, this has gone wrong, this has gone wrong, you're going to get the people back at you who are also thinking along those lines. And there is no judgment there. You know, I know some people that, you know, some people are half glass empty, some people are half glass full, and we have to have a good mix of each of us. There has to be a mixture of individuals because we're all so different. But if you want to improve your your perception of the menopause, and perception is everything when I'm talking about this, there, just to sort of scoot off down a quick rabbit hole, I was driving along the motorway one day, and there was an Audi that had overtaken me. It was wet weather, and he aquaplaned. Literally, he overtook, pulled into the lane in front of me, and then aquaplaned. And literally, his car went straight up the slope. But he was probably going about 80 or 90 miles an hour, so it was fast. It was scary to see, and he literally went straight up the embankment off this motorway and down into a very large ditch over the other side, which actually trapped his car. And there was a lorry on the inside lane of both of us. So literally, I mean, phoned up the police, phoned up the ambulance, phoned up the fire service, because I just thought his car would be a catastrophic mangle by the time I got up to it. Parked my car on the side, on the verge, legged it up this hilly verge to try and see if this guy needed any help, or indeed was he still alive. Thank goodness he was. And we managed to get his window open enough so he could actually crawl out of the car. But then when we were giving our statements to the police afterwards, the lorry driver's experience of witnessing the exact same accident that I had witnessed was entirely different to mine. It was freaky. It was like, was I transported into another life? And have I viewed a different accident? So who was right? Was it me or was it him? It was both of us. It was just our perception. We had perceived different types of things. We'd both seen the Audi, we'd both seen it go off, but how we had coloured that memory, how we'd perceived that accident to have happened, was just beyond belief. It was really, really strange. And that is the power of how we perceive our journey through the menopause. Anything, you know, everything is subjective, apart from data. But yeah, I could be looking out of the view now. I'm looking out of the loch, and there's a mountain, and there's some heavy cloud on the top, a little bit of a breeze. There's some leaves on the ground, and I look at that and I just think, wow, wild, magnificent. It's just beautiful. You know, if I was up in that mountain now, I'd be saturated. But if I walk down, you know, below the cloud line, you know, it's just a grey day, but it's just glorious out there. I mean, it really is breathtaking. Other people would say, oh, no, it's horrible. Oh, it's cold, it's damp. It's just like, oh, no, I don't want to go out there. There might be something out there that yeah. And the scene is exactly the same. It's just our perception of how we look at it. I love camping. People who love hotels would never ever be able to understand why I love camping so much. My perception of camping is it's just outdoors and I love it. I don't care if the spiders come in, and I don't care with the insects, and I don't care if there's rustling around at night time. For me, that's part of the pleasure of it. I hate being stuck in a hotel. They're stuffy. I'm sleeping in the same bed as millions of other people have slept in. Okay, hopefully they've washed the sheets. I just don't enjoy hotels. I would much rather I'd rather be just outside underneath the stars. And so, again, we're all so different. But one way you can really help improve your experience of the menopause is to be aware of, are you allowing yourself to be stuck in this negative box of your perception of the menopause? Because I speak to so many people who are going, oh, yeah, I need more energy. I really want to get rid of this belly fat. Oh, I just feel so depressed and anxious all the time. And so we have a conversation, a long conversation. I give them the solution. And that solution doesn't even need to cost a thing. And still they don't do it. Why? Where is their resistance to change? They have absolutely sworn blind they want to change, but they will not change. Why is that? It's because they identify with how they are experiencing their menopause at the moment, any aspect of their life, but let's just keep it simple with menopause. And it's just a human fact that we find comfort in staying with the identity that we have around a particular issue. So grief, for example, or betrayal. Let's do betrayal, because that's an easy one to deal with, because grief is just so multifaceted. Betrayal is as well, but let's talk about betrayal, because I think you probably find there's a lot of us who have felt betrayed at one point in our life. And there are some people who get betrayed. Yes, it's a big kick in the gut, but you learn from your lessons. You move on. What's the point of hanging on to negative energy, because it serves nothing, it serves no good use at all. And there are other people who I talk to regularly who are still reliving that betrayal years down the line. They're still angry. They're still like, they're still posting stuff out there in the hope that the person who betrayed them might come across it. It's just like, what's the point of that? That the person who was betrayed is keeping themselves stuck by ruminating on this betrayal consistently, which is then going on to have a negative impact on their other relationships, because they can't free themselves from this identity that they've created for themselves that is keeping them stuck. And it's pretty black and white, and it doesn't sit particularly well when you think you are the one at fault, not fault, that you are the one keeping yourself stuck. There is no blame here. This is just the way life is. This is just the way the human psychology works. But when you're aware of it, you can change it. And when you're aware that you actually want to change it for something more positive, then you can decide when you want to draw that line in the sand and actually see things as a positive. When I went through perimenopause early. I'm postmenopausal now. I actually feel like I've gone through the menopause really well. But then I have taken consistent daily small steps every single day to make sure my symptoms are better. And the days when my symptoms are worse, I know why. They're worse today. I slept badly last night. I feel pretty ropey. But I'm still doing my stuff. I did my workout this morning. I'm going for a walk with the dogs in a few minutes, because I know being outside in nature just settles everything. I'm drinking loads of water because that's really good for me. I've made sure I've had my adaptogen herbs, because those help support my menopause. I made myself a juice. I recently bought this really cool juicer. I did a big juice this morning, because I know that will help me. It'll feed my cells with what they need. And while I still don't feel marvelous right now, I'm going to make sure I'm in bed early tonight so that I can catch up and have the best chance at making tomorrow a better day. But there is tomorrow as a better day, hopefully. And that brings me on to my other thing, is the fact that it's a bloody honor that we've got this far. Don't you think? To be old enough to actually have got to menopause. I don't know about you, we have lost a lot of girls in our family, and they never got that chance. And we have so much to be grateful for. When you think about it like that, when you have that attitude of gratitude, thought I got it wrong way around then, brain fog. It just changes how you perceive yourself in this identity that is generating the emotions that you feel around menopause. Does that make sense? I hope it does. It's human behavior and psychology and how that all works. It's quite complicated to try and describe too. I know exactly what I want to say in my head. I just hope it's coming out properly in my words, and that I've not completely confused you. If I have, just message me below and I'll try and clarify. But I just want you to understand that you have so much more power at your fingertips than you think you do, but it requires you to accept that and to also take action, which is what we have this propensity to not do. So in the morning, I'm going to give you some quick tips now. In the morning, when you wake up, please don't scroll your phone. How many of us, well, I don't do it, but So many people, they wake up, just, oh, scroll for a few minutes, and you're scrolling. It's just like, oh no, I'm comparing myself. Yeah, okay, yeah, and oh, judgment, yeah, no, don't like that. Why? And all of a sudden, your day is reacting to somebody else's or many other people's perception of their lives. Just react to your own. Keep the phone away from you. Be grateful when you wake up. Take a lovely long deep breath and think, yeah, I made it. I'm alive. I've got another day ahead of me. What? You might be feeling like shit, but you're still alive. Alive and feeling like shit is a lot better than feeling like shit and being dead. And then what are you going to do after that? So you start your day off with some gratitude. Maybe say a little prayer. Thank you. Whatever that might be. Drink some water. Your body needs hydrating. It's been asleep for all those hours, hopefully. But if not, you probably have, even if you've been awake during the night, you've probably not been drinking enough water. So make sure you fill your body with lots of water, because it's just going to replenish your cells. Then move it. Get some exercise in. Some people prefer to work out at the end of the day. It's entirely up to you. I don't know how you do it. I mean, if you do that, you're just like, wow. I have to get mine done in the morning. And if you have to wake up a bit earlier to get your exercise in, wake up a bit earlier, be disciplined, because I promise you it will make you feel so much better. It is the best value, no side effect way of dealing with low mood, menopausal low mood. I used to get up at 4:30 to do my workouts, and I like being in bed. And did I feel tired when I used to wake up in the morning? Yeah, I did. It was pitch black, it was freezing cold. But I tell you what, I felt bloody proud of myself once I'd done it. And then when I started to see the physical gains, when I had the energy that I'd never had before, and also when I was part of a group of ladies doing similar things, I was just like, yeah, I'm on fire. Give me more of this. I hate the 4:30 get up, but I love how I feel after I've done my 4:30 get up. So it is discipline. It's not all about being comfy. Once you've done your workout, what are you going to do next? Probably eat something healthy or get showered, and then plan your day. What's your day going to look like? Don't be reactive. Be proactive. List down what do you need to get done. Prioritize those things you need to get done, and then do them. Before you've even looked at this blessed thing, get your tasks done. Whatever the most important things are that you absolutely have to achieve that day, get them done first, because then it frees up energy. No matter whether your joints are aching, by the way, exercise is going to help you with sore joints. Whether you're tired, by the way, exercise will help you feel less tired. If you're feeling stressed, by the way, exercise, I know I get boring, don't I? But it is going to, it's because it works. It absolutely flipping works. And then plan your day out productively, and then get to action. Start taking action. And then when you get to the end of your day, make sure you're drinking plenty of water throughout the day. Give gratitude again. Go to bed or write your gratitude. In fact, before you do that, brain dump what you want to achieve the next day, because then it just gets stuff out of your head. And then if you do wake up in the early hours, you know it's on paper already, so you're not going to be sort of ruminating what you need to do. Then get to bed, or before bed, give gratitude again. What have you been grateful for today? What wins have you had today? And when you find yourself slipping into that negative mindset or that identity that you've created around this terrible menopause that you're having, how can you flip that? So, oh my God, my joints are aching so much. Well, okay. Oh, wow. I did 25 minutes of workout today, and it's going to improve my joint health and my bone health. Yeah. That's going to make you feel proud. Instead of looking in the mirror thinking, oh my God, I hate how I look, you're going to think, yeah, oh God, I had my pint of water this morning, set my body up well, feeding all my cells properly, because we are electrical beings. We need water for us to function properly and to help us with our brain fog and everything else. Clear skin, joint pain. If you drink plenty of water, it's going to help your joints as well. And then you're going to move, and your low mood is going to be improved. And then if you do what I do, I check into a group every day and I say, smash today's workout. That legs day was flipping horrible, but I feel amazing. or whatever I might say. And then there's lots of other women all doing the same too. Oh, I did abs day today. It was amazing. Whoa, I can finally see my obliques coming through. Whoa, just like, yay. It's like a big party of positivity. I mean, how cool is that? So make sure you're surrounding yourself with people who are also going to lift you up. If you're surrounding yourself with the negative ninnies, it's going to have that effect on you. And focus on personal development, personal and professional development. Read or listen to something that fills your brain with positive stuff. Again, when you're surrounding yourself with things that feed you and enable your growth to evolve even more, that is so powerful. It's easy to feel very alone during your menopause. One of the best things I think about social media is the fact there are so many of us out there now talking about it. And, you know, my approach might be slightly different, is probably quite different to a lot of other people's approaches, but it works. You know, it's not just me, it's the ladies that I work with in my body confidence group and the clients that I have through my psychotherapy doors as well. It's all about how do you perceive yourself and how can you lift up that perception that you have? How can you help to free yourself from that identity you've created, because you have created that identity, no blame, but it's just a fact, around how you experience the menopause, and then take action to improve it. Your identity might be that you want to stay there, and that's fine. That's entirely fine. It's your life. You can absolutely choose how you want to spend it. And you might find that just so comforting to be in that, you know, struggling with your menopause symptoms, because you'll find a lot of friends that way too, because there's a lot of other people who want to stay in that identity too. They want to, you know, really, I don't know, talk a lot about their negative experience of the menopause and not do anything to improve it. And I'm really careful how I'm choosing my words here, because I really don't want that to be a judgment of anyone. It's not. We all have complete free ownership of how we allow ourselves to perceive our journey through the menopause. But if you are the person who really wants to improve your symptoms and wants to improve your experience of it, focus on the things I've shared in today's video, and they will help. I absolutely promise you. It'll make the biggest difference when you can start to notice who you are. So really think about that. Who are you? What are your values? What are your beliefs? And then when you notice that there's some negative perception from yourself coloring what your experience of the menopause is. So, you know, take for instance, joint pain, because I know a lot of people have joint pain. To get rid of my joint pain, I actually cut out caffeine and added a vitamin E supplement for a short while. That worked really well. I now drink caffeine, and I normally only have one coffee a day, and I no longer take vitamin E supplements, but it just seemed to be enough to get rid of that inflammation and for it to go. And I was also doing all my exercises then as well. So it's not like I've introduced exercises since then. It was something that I was doing. I thought I was doing everything that I possibly could to try and alleviate my joint pain without taking painkillers. And the vitamin E supplements and cutting out caffeine made the big difference. So joint pain is one of your menopause symptoms. Give it a try. So I hope that's been helpful. Please let me just reiterate, this is not about, you know, them and us, or you and me, or judgment here and, you know, celebration there. It's just, if you want to improve your symptoms, start to work on your perception of your symptoms. It does have a profound effect on how you continue to experience your menopause. It's not to say ignore them, but when you have a more positive perception of it, it's also going to reduce your stress around it. And when you can manage your stress more effectively, that is one of the most profound and impactful things you can do to help alleviate your menopause symptoms. I've got a sore throat. So I hope that was helpful. I really appreciate you. If you're still here, thank you for your company. And I just really hope this wasn't a polarizing video. It wasn't meant to be at all. If it's you know, if there's anything that's come across that was not clear, please message me, and we can have a chat, because I don't want you to, I want these videos to be something that you can take something positive away from. I would hate it if you've watched this and then you're thinking, oh God, well, there's no help for me at all now, because that's the wrong mindset to have. But I appreciate it. It's the mindset that a lot of us do have. And it's about recognizing what in it was the trigger for you. Because sometimes those triggers, as much as they sting sometimes, they are actually quite helpful, because they do make you, if you can think, okay, why did that trigger me? There'll be a reason why it's triggered you. And is it because maybe you have been stuck in that menopause misery, as it were, and you've just realized that there are things that you could do to lift yourself out of that? And I really hope that you have realized that there are things to lift yourself out of that. So I will stop my babble. I thank you so much for your company. If there's anything you'd like me to talk about in a future episode, I'd be more than happy to do it. Please either send me a direct message. You can find me on Instagram at Kate Hartley UK. You can send me a private message there. Messaging on YouTube is pretty difficult if you don't want to sort of put it in the comments below. So, you could always hop across to Instagram, message me on there, say, you've watched the Menopause Monday, or you found me on YouTube, and then we can get chatting on there. So let's just embrace the fact that we have daylight, we have air, we have water, and we have so much more power at our fingertips than we think we do. Make it a great week.